Hi, welcome to a brand new video on the Target Individual Program, the Target Individual Experience. My name is Nigel Nicholson. I am what you would call a targeted individual. And for going on 2 decades now, I've been doing these videos, doing talk shows, the internet talk show programs, trying to expose what's being done. And just like my previous videos, I will show you guys again how the state, the federal government, and the security agencies have been experimenting on people using psychological warfare to discredit and to use civilians, right, to psychologically harass, psychologically torture targeted individuals. So, it's been a while since I've done a video. I would say about a week, and basically, they've been sending me subliminal messages as usual. If I do my video, I get arrested and stuff like that. But it doesn't bother me. It doesn't work on me. And so now, what they're doing is that they use external forces. So every time I go to do a video, something would happen. Either my kids will start acting up, or something to prevent me from doing the video. So today, I received heavy targeting, and of course, you guys know that I had registered in college, and so we're coming up on finals, and so they've been targeting me very, very heavily. On top of that, they've been calling me late at night. I was studying. I had to study. I believe this was Tuesday night. Let's see. I believe it was yesterday, right? And as you guys will see, I'm gonna show you guys. This was this was Monday night, so I was studying, and I'm trying to, let's go to detail. Okay, here we go. So, actually, let me do these two first. Okay, so I was studying, and all of a sudden, my phone started ringing. Oh, let me see if I can get this right. I know this software with this this screen. It's I might not be able to show it because of the okay. Well, I can't show you guys, but I'll just tell you guys. So Monday, I was studying for an exam Monday night, and I received a phone call at 12:55 a.m. as I was studying, right? Then the person called back again at 12. I'm sorry, the first one was 12:54. They called back again at 12:55, and this was from a restricted number. And then I got a call from, I believe, the state of, not the state, but Washington D.C. Area code 310-156-1056, and this was at 1:07 in the morning. Okay, so let's see area code. What is that? What is 310 area code? I think it says Washington. I'm not sure. Okay, that's the area code. Let me get the number. 310-156 1056. Okay. And yeah, okay. Actually, it's from California, not Washington. Sorry. So California at 1:07 in the morning. Now again, I noticed these people. I used to get calls like this very late at night before. Normally, they're calling me the N word and stuff like that. But I didn't answer, and so they didn't leave a message. So the next day, I'm going over by Pam, and I got on the bus, and this Caucasian man came and sat across from me. Of course, he had a beard and everything, because lately they've been targeting me with Caucasian men with beards, and you guys gonna see it in this video. And so I was like, okay. So he started targeting me. So I was like, all right, okay, well, I guess he's part of the targeting and harassment campaign. But anyway, I got off the bus and waited for the next bus, and then I noticed that immediately as I got to that bus stop, and I looked, there was a police vehicle coming, and then as he crossed the light, he turns on the sirens. Now he wasn't chasing anybody. There wasn't. You can see right here, there wasn't really any car in front of him, or them, or she, whoever's driving. But this is when they started the street campaign immediately after this happened. Right? Okay, so check this out. So immediately after the car makes the U-turn, see the police drive by, then the car makes a U-turn, right? Then you'll see young woman walking, and she does this. Okay. Now you see the guy in the white hat doing the palm fixation drill, swinging his hands behind his back so I can see his palm. So you see how he was standing, right? This is when the car makes a U-turn. Then you see the young woman walk by doing this. Okay, now swing back over. Now watch the palm of the hand behind his back. All right, and he's swinging it forward. Okay. Now let's see if I remember. But this happened last week, so I'm trying to remember. So you see, again, watch this guy here, over here in the blue jacket, doing this. Okay, he's looking at me and then looking at this guy with the scratch off ticket, right? Because, and let me tell you why they did this. You subliminal tell me that the only way I'm gonna get any money is if I win the lottery, and then they'll come back when I do go play the lottery. They'll send death threats or try to send threats of if I do win the lottery, that they'll kill me or they'll incarcerate me. And so everything that they do is to send some negative subliminal messages to the TI, so that, again, this is part of the Coercive Persuasion Program that states that if the individual do not accept the conditioning, accept the brainwashing, this is going to happen to them. That is going to happen to them. That's why they interfere in our relationships as TIs with other people. If we're married, they break up our relationships. If we're in a relationship and we're not married, they break that up. They get other men, women, exes, you know, friends, what have you, to basically tell your significant other, your partner, negative things about you, and even go as far as to make you look so bad in your partner's or your spouse's eyes that they, will reject. They will outright reject you. They will not be sexually attracted to you, um, or any of that. Okay, and so this is what they have done, particularly with me and my target, and with me and Pam, and that sometimes when I'm like, okay, let's try a little bit of intimacy. She was like, oh, I can't take it. Get off of me. Get off of me. Get off of me. I can't take it. So I'm like, all right, whatever. Okay, but again, I know that she's being brainwashed, and she was brainwashed and conditioned against me in that way. Okay, and I try to tell her about it, but doesn't want to listen. So what can I do? So anyway, so you see the guy right there, like I said, right? Guy walking with the scratch off ticket. Then he looks at the same guy that was doing the hand signal, and basically this has to do with sex. Prevented me from having sex because these people want to regulate my sexual activities, or not have any sexual activity at all. And this is just one part of the program. So this is one thing that they do also, as well as other things, as well as trying to deny you, any type of financial help, financial reward, anything like that. This is what they're doing. Okay, so let's watch this again. Okay, right. So he looks at me. You're gonna look at the guy, and then he turns around. Then he looks at the guy, and watch him. He's doing this. Okay. There's another guy walking by doing this. Scratch off ticket. I want you to watch the psyops. So you see, he comes over here, he's staring at me. When I turn the phone to record him, he turns his face. Okay, now see that? Watch this. See, he sticks his tongue out at me. Again, the woman coming with the gray jacket. He looking at her. I just want to pause it exactly. She does this to let him know she's part of the, part of the group, and also to, for me to recognize. It's be quiet, don't say anything. Okay. So look how he's staring at me. Then he looks at her. Now she does a hand signal where she'll touch her nose, and then he is going to take out his phone out of his pocket. Okay, there's another lady again walking, doing this. Okay, so this is again, and this is just the beginning. There's plenty more. Just you guys are gonna see. Okay. You see the police van pulling off. You know, I'm videotaping, so he turned on his lights. That's why I turned the phone so I could record him. Because he was parked on the other side. Again, see? I gotta show you guys something. Okay. See that this woman here? It was like she was warning me. Right? Watch how she look at the guy next to me. Look at this woman here. Look at her face. Right? See, they all know what's going on. They all know what's going on. Then she looks at me. See, she looks at him. See, these are agents for the police department, the FBI, the police snitches. And they're not snitching against anybody committing a crime. They're snitching against people who the police or the FBI considered a threat. So whether you be a political activist, if you're a human experimentee, you've been experimented on and you're trying to expose it, they will set these people after you, or they will send them to try to get you to not talk about what it is that they're doing to you, and will send you some threats. They'll follow you, they'll stalk you, if you eat in the restaurant, they'll poison your food so you get sick. You know, all this other stuff. Man, these people are sick, really, really sick. All right, you guys gonna have to excuse the noise in the background. It's my daughter. So yeah, so let me go back a little bit to here because I want you guys to see this, right? Right here. So what I also started noticing is that they're using black women that have nose rings, right? And you'll see as I turn here, because she was on the side of me, sticking her tongue out at me, and I turn the phone, and she does this. Okay. Okay. All right. So let's see. I think the next video, same day. Okay, same. I got on the bus that you guys just saw, and headed to the back. And there's a woman here behind here, and you'll see she's talking on her phone, but she has her flashlight on, right? And she's another woman sitting here, doing this. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you guys why she's doing it, why she's on the phone on the bus with the flashlight on her phone, and the woman in front of her, folding her lips, right? And again, they do this from time to time.
Mommy, Mama, show me it's tomorrow now.
No, it is not. Okay, it is not tomorrow. It's on Wednesdays. Just give me a few minutes. I'm just trying to wrap up this video. So, let me tell you guys how. And again, this is neurolinguistic programming, and based off of events that are planned that happen to you, they will, do these things as with anchors and triggers, right? So many years ago, when I was being targeted and I used to go to work, they will constantly have news teams in the subway, and when I would walk up the stairs, they will like all of a sudden turn around with the bright lights from the camera shining in my face, right? In what is called brighten. And they used to do this all the time. And so, walked in the bus and saw that again, and that's a trigger, which really doesn't really bother me anymore. I think I've, trained my mind differently, so when that does happen, it doesn't really trigger anything. But I do remember it, right? So, again, all right. So I just kind of had to show that, right? Okay, let's get to the next one. So I got off the bus, and I think I mentioned in the beginning of the video how they were using Caucasian men with beard in my targeting. Lisa, can you just quiet it down? Oh, Ethan, can you just quiet it down, please? Thank you. And so, so I'm walking to Pam, and again, synchronization. Okay, so I'm telling you, everywhere I'm going, and not everywhere, but they do it in a particular fashion. For example, they would be the only white guys amongst a sea of black people. As I'm going to show you guys, right? The only ones. then they use the black guy with the beard. But that's just to throw me off. Okay, so they got to do these things to throw you off. I guess they listen to Pan Conversation, and she likes men with beards, so they tell you. All right, let's get to the next video. Okay, so later on that afternoon, after she came home, went home, walked to the bus stop. Guess what happened? Let's see, walked by, and he walked with that little smirk on his face. Again, the only white guy amongst a sea of black people. And so that they kind of stand out. Okay, got on the bus. The only white dude on the entire bus for black people. So of course he sticks out like a sore thumb. But there's a reason why they do that. Okay. Let's get to the next video. This is so here I am. I'm going to be getting off the bus, and I want you to look at how uncomfortable he looked, because he knows the spotlight is on him. Look, and he was giving me the middle finger when I came on the bus. He had his middle finger on the railing as I walked towards my seat. And then you see he moved his hand. So what happened, as I got up to walk to the door, right, which is right in front of where he's sitting, he takes his hands, and his hand was in his lap. He takes his hands and he rests the palm of his hands on the seat of the bus, right? Because again, they love to use colors. Colors are something that they incorporate in our targeting, and it's to condition you negative, because colors, if you study the psychology of colors affect your mood, your emotions. Color has a whole host of psychological effects on the human mind and on our emotions. See, I just want to get him again. You'll see where he moved his hands. Come on. All right. So you see as I turn the phone to film his hand, he moves it. See how he moves it away? Check it out. He looks very uncomfortable. See he moves it away? And do you notice his middle finger partially sticking out? Let me see if I can pause it. Right, missed it. Let's go back again. Right there. You see that right there? No, it's not extended all the way, because you don't want to get his ass whipped. Even though I wouldn't attack the dude, but it's that fear they have when they know they're targeting you, and they're not sure if you're gonna snap at that exact moment, right? But I know what they're trying to do. I know I've been conditioned, and I have to recondition my mind so that I don't let these things affect me in a way that being violent or verbally abusive to anyone. So yeah, he moves his hand And now he's looking away. See, he can't look at me straight. Now look at the young guy in the back, young black guy in the back. He was looking out the window. Okay. And so here, this is the next day, and I had to take Ethan to the eyeglasses store to put in for his eyeglasses. And they were using one of the workers there to target me. And so, of course, I had to put her on blast. So after I gave her my Ethan's insurance information, you know, she comes back 2 minutes later. She's like, "Oh, you know, it's taking long." She's like, "It doesn't usually take this long, but all of a sudden, it's taking like really, really long. So just bear with me." And I'm like, "Okay." You know, and the reason why it's not taking long, they're just delaying. They're delaying because of this. I'm gonna play the video. Talk about conversational subliminal messages. So he starts rubbing his jacket. He looks at my daughter. She walks by. Another guy is talking to him, but he's looking at my daughter, and then he's looking at me, right? As a threat. And this is how they do it, because lately they've been doing that, staring at my daughter, particularly when I went to pick up from Boys and Girls Club on Bedford and Snyder. The director in there, I came in, I think it was yesterday, and she just walked up to me, Alyssa next to me, and she just stared at Alyssa for like a good 15-20 seconds, and then she just walks off without saying anything. So he asked him, "What do you have for lunch?" And I forget what the guy said, but the black guy says chicken wings. Now the other guy didn't say it, chicken wings. Again, this is the stuff that they do. Okay, let's go back. All right, so you ask him what you have for lunch. And he says, "I didn't have lunch." And he goes, "Chicken wings?" Okay, so they're talking about lunch. It is after 6 o'clock in the afternoon, and he brings up this what is it, $5, $7, stuff like that. Now the man already had lunch, okay? But again, if you look outside, it is dark, and they're closing soon, and you know there's the conversation. And again, the black guy, he is telling the obstetrician what he, you know, I mean, basically telling him bullshit. It's all subliminal message to me, because the obstetrician didn't say he had chicken for lunch. She asked him, "What do you have for lunch?" And he mumbled something, either, I really don't know. We gotta go back and play it again. But now the black guy, he's gonna start saying, "What'd you have for lunch?" "Chicken wings, $5, white rice." So see, now after they're done, now she's ready to give me a receipt so I can leave, right? So again, this is all a delayed tactic for this to happen. And then when they finish, all of a sudden, "Oh, now, okay, it's done. I'm ready." Okay, so the next morning, no, actually, I'm sorry. This is was this morning? Yes. So this is this morning. So when I saw the police car parked out on the street in front of the train station, I knew something was up. So I immediately took my phone out and I started recording as I was going down the train station. Okay. Now you guys are gonna see some things, and I'm gonna point it out. Okay, because it's gonna like fly by your ear, or fly over your head, and you're not gonna understand what's going on. But check it out. So as I turn, all right, you'll see a police officer. He's standing there. Then this woman. Again, this is all orchestrated. You know, she goes over to him. Okay, he walks as I'm going towards the turnstile, and you see his weapon. Now his weapon has like a yellow, it's yellow and black. So you see the yellow, but again, colors being used. And they waited until I approach the turnstile. Then he walks to the turnstile, right? And then he's going to swipe her in. Okay. Now, as he's looking at me, see now, I mean, he knows he's being recorded, right? So, as I said before, when they start their action in the street theater, they have to follow through a lot of the times because it's just automatic response that they do when they see me, right? It's all part of the conditioning. So now she's going to put up her hands in front of me, so now it's 5. So remember the guy in the obstetrician place, in the eyeglasses place, he's talking about $5, stuff like that. So after that, people have been doing the 5 fingers. It's normally 4 or 3, but now it's 5, right? Okay. So now as I'm going through the turnstile, he goes through. Okay, and again, waited until I was approaching, getting ready to get into the train station, down to the train, and they start. Right? Now, as I going through the turnstile, he tried to walk in front of me to try to cut me off, so I'll bump into him. But what I did is that I just moved my cane forward so that he'll stop, and then I kept walking. Okay, so, and there you go. So as I get down in the train station, again, the color gray is what they also use in my targeting. So you see the guy in the gray jacket. As I come, he was standing there. As I come down the stairs, he's going to start walking. Now he's waiting for this train. The train on this side had been parked there. Okay, it didn't just pull up. It was parked there. But because he was waiting for me, and as I come down the stairs, he's going to walk in front of me now and get on the train. And you see me filming the other train that's approaching because I wanted to show that he's standing on that side acting like if he's waiting for that train. Meanwhile, the other train on the other side with the express train, he didn't get on it until I started walking down the stairs. Then he walks in front of me. Okay. Now you want to see how conditioning work, particularly the silent sound spread spectrum. So I'm going to bypass these train cars. Okay, now check this out, and I'm going to walk in right here. Okay, and check this out. I'm about to go sit down, and what do we have here? The white guy with the beard. And you see how he's looking at me? Because while I was sleeping, that was being programmed, and I recognized that. Okay, so now I got to school. Now they've been using Hispanic students, Hispanic women recently again. And so I get to school. This young lady here, this young student, she walks in front of me. Then she stops. She takes out her phone, and that's when I started recording because I knew at this point that she was part of my targeting. Okay, so you see as I walk past her. Okay, as I walk past her, and that's me sniffling. So I'm not trying to target anybody. I'm just trying to target her. So you see as I walk past her, she's going to touch her top lip. Okay. Then as soon as I turn, she's gonna follow me. Okay. So just wait till I get to the elevator. Right, wait till I get to the elevator. And as I turn, and guess who shows up right next to me with her hands in her pocket. Now, check this out. Again, to tell you how it's orchestrated, right? When the elevator doors open up, you see another little woman come out, and who do you think she's looking at? But the Hispanic girl that they used to target me, right? And again, he's gonna do the same thing, looking at her, and again, trying to send me subliminals. They're gonna use her to, it's all about, trying to tell lies about you and spread lies about you. So they will pay these women, men, whoever, such and such, to use in my targeting. And I'm glad I had the presence of mind this morning to record and keep recording. Because, like I said, when these things are staged and are set up, they have to follow through in it. Particularly if she's in the elevator or they're in the elevator, they don't know that I'm recording. So it's the best time. So when they come out the elevator, I just catch them. And then as I approach the young student in the back takes his phone out. And then as I turn around, this guy steps out in the hallway, and this guy steps out in the hallway with the red jacket on, and then so today the color theme primarily was red. Okay, and why did he step out and stand there? Because when you get in the elevator, I have to turn around so that I'll see him. And then when I was in the elevator, they kept looking at my phone to see if it was recording. Now, the funky stuff that's going on around me is nothing supernatural. So all you religious fanatic TIs, it is not spiritual warfare. It is not some beam that they're beaming. It is the software. Okay, because I haven't really figure out what color articles of clothing or things to have so that this wouldn't happen. It's what you call green screening. Okay. See, now you come in, right? I want you to look at his face because they send a word that I'm recording. So watch when he walks in. I'm gonna pause it. See that sad look on his face? Because he's walking right into a YouTube video. All right. Okay. So, I don't have school on Wednesdays, but the reason why I went in today was I had missed an exam last week, so the professor let me take it this morning. And so I was going to his office, and again, immediately as I started walking, this guy jumps out of the room, like literally jumps out of the room right in front of me. So you know I got to record it. All right, and of course you'll see the palm fixation drill. You'll see how he turned his palm. Okay, right there. All right. All right. Now, when I finished taking the test and I was leaving, he jumped out of the other room again. But at this, I was so tired. I was like, you know what? I'm not going to record it right now. But again, it could be them using the technology to prevent me from to make me docile, so that I won't record it. Yeah. So anyway, got on the bus, got off the bus, got on Pam's block, started walking up the block, and this woman again, you'll see in the red, because it's a red theme they've been using now since I left the school. You see how she touched her ears. Let's go back here, right there. All right, check it out, right there. Let me tell you, it'll use elderly, young, middle age, 20-year-old, every age group they recruit. Right. The same thing with this guy standing there, getting red and red. As soon as I approach, then they start to move. And this is a thing that they do, because again, it's to get your attention and to draw your attention to them. So they'll wait until you get close, and then because you saw him standing there, okay, you were just standing there. He had ample time to, get his scooter and leave, but no, they wait until I'll get close. And of course, he's hiding his face because it was really not that cold outside. I mean, you guys, see the video. That's right. That's right. Okay. All right. So, it's unbelievable, but that's what's being done. And, lately, especially me and Pam, with them targeting me using her, it's been pretty rough. And like I said, because I have finals, so they've stepped it up big time again to prevent me from studying, calling me late at night, and then wake up in the morning with the police sirens, ambulances, sirens going off. So they're really making it difficult. Okay. And I just want to go through this article here. This is how East Germany Stasi's tried to drive activists insane and how they resisted. So again, this is what they're trying to do to us. And again, we're resisting, and we are exposing what it is that they're doing. Okay? So this is nothing new. People think this only happened in Germany during the 80s, or in the 70s. This is happening here in the United States. Okay, they have their own version of the Stasi program. All right, so it says East Germany secret police, the Stasis, were the most aggressive surveillance force of their day, and this is what's happening here in the United States. Is that those within law enforcement are pushing an aggressive surveillance program. Okay, They say at the Stasi's peak, 1 in 60 Germans were snitching for the agencies. The tactics that the Stasi deployed to recruit informants: blackmail, cash, patriotism. I talked about them using the patriot theme in my talking a lot of the time. Okay, immunity from prosecution, and this is what they tell these perps, and gamification, gamification are less interested than the things the Stasi's did to their adversary, inflicting mental torture of various types to drive the opposition to attack itself or simply give up. Just by spreading rumors about the existence of informants, the Stasi's were able to drive a wedge into the opposition as activists turned their suspicion on one another. But by forming circles of trust and mutual aid, demonstrating intergroup solidarity, and deploying active countermeasures, a resistance was able to form and eventually dispose the hated, oppressive government and its army of spies. The next stage was often to supplement covert surveillance with overt observation in order to communicate to the target that they were of interest to the Stasi's and to create a sense of insecurity and paranoia. Tactics include questioning, repeated stop and searches, strange noise on telephone lines, suspicious visits to the workplace so that bosses and colleagues were afraid of the police, interest, etc. The final stages entail psychological and physical harassment, moving things around at home. One morning, the alarm clock goes off at 5 a.m. instead of 7 a.m., and the socks are in the wrong drawer. There's no coffee left. Damage to bikes and vehicles, example, slashing tires, the spreading of rumors as mentioned above, ordering goods in subject's name, etc. Families were often used as leverage against activists at this stage, either as a method of blackmail. Family members were sometimes subject to opposition as a way of putting indirect pressure on the activists, or persuasion. Your daughter will land in deep trouble if she remains involved in the group. Can't you make her see sense? Can't you make her see sense? Is her career at stake? Physical harassment often include repeated arrests, physical attacks on the street by plainclothes officers, or abuse and assault could be incited by the rumor that have been spread. Example: bullying at work, and avoidance by neighbor, which is something that I went through and even still go through. All right, and so this is again just a short article talking about this. So we as TIs, we have to find and do what they did, which is to form a circle of trust, okay, and deploy countermeasures against these psychological attacks. So, I just wanted to say that that's it for the video. Oh, I forgot. Okay. So, November 18th, I went to do my exam for my disability. So I got a letter November 29th stating that they have reviewed the evidence and they determined that they will continue my disability, but it says here, which is again, this is part of the things that they do, right? So let me read exactly what it says. It says the doctors and other trained staff who decided that you are disabled expect your health to improve. Therefore, we will review your case in October 2022. Huh? Really? But again, this is just another way that they can try to have over me in terms of my long-term disability, and trying to brainwash me, and I'm not accepting no brainwashing. I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? So I guess by 2022 is the last time I'm going to be receiving disabilities. So I better hurry up and graduate, at least get my associate, so I can either work for myself or work on this, work part-time and and do my own thing on the side. Okay, but this is what they do, ladies and gentlemen. And on top of that, I've been receiving calls stating that I have an appointment again to do the same test again, and I've called them, right, and they told me that it was a duplicate that was sent out, but the dates on the duplicates are totally different. So I had to call today again to make sure. They told me, yes, don't worry about it, you don't have to come. And I probably will go because I don't trust these people. Okay, and so we'll see. It's only going to cost me a bus trip or a train trip to go to get there. 2 train trips or 2 bus trips actually. So yeah, this is what they've been doing. Okay, so that's it for the call. For the video, and I'm a little tired. I've been up studying. Studied last night. I was up at 4 o'clock this morning studying, so I am tired. Okay. All right. So I'll see you guys in the next video.